Furries. Oh, furries. I've grown with this community ever since 2016. That would mean I was below 15 at the time. So I have my fair share of experiences within this fandom. To at least talk about it. Like any other, this fandom also has its fair share of quirks, and some of those quirks are a bit much compared to the others. So hey there folks, it's your Super Cyborg here, and today I'm going to talk about those quirks, quote unquote, in the furry fandom. Because I shit you not, it might affect not just the fandom itself, but also the future of the youth. To be honest, calling it quirks feels off. But anyways, let's jump into it. So recently, a video is uploaded regarding the furry community by Remnant 777. As a furry myself, I just have to check it out. Before you think of, oh, so this is a hate reply to that video. No. No, unfortunately, it's not as you hoped it to be, because Remnant 777 and Troll Vision made some good points, with a fair share of some that I am not sure how to feel. Content that depicts underage sexualization. Oh boy. Slop furry content. Even worse, it's depicting what seemingly to be a young furry character. That character is then posed and animated in a certain way. Point being, it's not animated as it should be. The problem rises when you realize that this type of content is pretty much attractive to the young ones. Flashy colors, cartoon aesthetics, catchy music, and so on. Not only that, stuff like this is pretty much a magnet to kids, but it's also has no message to it other than weird poses and weird faces. So yeah, I am very much agreed that this is indeed a problem. Who doesn't? Content like this, if it's fed to one so young so early, it might just twist their brain. Oh, but of course, my bad. I have no rights to control the content you want to post. You are right. Some may argue that the community is evolved around adults to begin with. Well, okay, sure. Then perhaps it's not a good idea for one so young to enter into the space, don't you think? If I see it from today's perspective and someone asks, is the community safe for children? Then I'll say no, because, well, first, we are weird. I believe you know that, I know that, everybody knows that. Furries are weird, and we are. Second, because we are weird, the porn is weird. Third, the fandom is too sexual with everything. True, not every member is like this, and I say thank you to you guys. The fact kids that is involved within the fandom will actively seek out more content, I am not okay with knowing the fact that there are too many content out there that is sexual or even hints about it. Stop it, or at least tone it down. There are kids inside the fandom. Kids are welcome in the first place, right? But obviously, it's nearly impossible to just gather everyone around and agree to stop this matter just as quick. One may also argue that the content is made by children or younger side of the community. For instance, something like the Roblox games, or maybe these kinds of animations. Well, it's still wrong for someone that is underage to even have some connections with content like that. The exception being that if the game is made by adults, or if the content is made by adults for adults, maybe something that depicts fetishes or sexual content. Look, it's really not an achievable thing to really stop underage to go into some specific sites who uses quote unquote this content is for 18 plus. Oh, are you 18 plus? Then buttons appear with a yes and no option. They will find a way to see those types of content, furry content or not. It's just impossible. And it's actually sad to see so many children are exposed to porn these days. That is in general society's count, okay? And if in general so much children are already exposed to porn, then what can one expect other than furry porn is included? Speaking of which, the next topic is related to that. Numbers of furry cup content or underage porn. This is one that I cannot deny because the statistics do not lie. Now, before we head in deeper into the rabbit hole, no pun intended, this is another disclaimer. I am not trying to paint a bad look for the community. I want this video to become a stepping stone for a better fandom in the future because I care about this fandom as I grew with it. Okay, let's move on. As one that has done not safe for work commissions in the fandom, I am not free from this guilt. I've seen a lot of things within the fandom that even as a furry, I deem too weird. I don't know about the others, but I always deny not safe for work commissions from underage. I even limit the commission to a certain extent where I think either it's too far or it's too weird for my own sanity. Not to kink shame or fetish shame or whatever, you do you, just leave other people out of it. Especially kids. I hope a lot of furries out there shares the same thoughts, but oh, who am I kidding? Let's take a look at the statistics. If we see it from the site, quote unquote, that furries will go to, the content that depicts cub or younger character, if you don't know, has really funny numbers. It's too funny that it concerns me, especially coming from this particular site that we can say as a porn hub, but for furries. I can't really do anything about this one because, well, I don't have big enough voice to shout to everyone. But you can help me. You can help me out by sharing this video. Okay, I'm not gonna plug anymore, but seriously, I don't know what to do regarding this matter, okay? I can already hear an argument coming along saying, oh, the anime community also has the same thing going. This community also has... Okay, stop. I get it. I'm talking about my community here. Our community, if you are a furry. I don't know shit about any other community because I do not involve myself with those communities. Fair argument, however, that those communities also has the same issue, but that does not mean that it's valid to let these types of content slide. It's wrong and it's twisting the minds, okay? You may argue that, oh, it's the art style, which as an artist, I completely understand that we have different art styles around the internet, but at least make it look like an adult. Even cartoons can show which is adults and which is not. Surely you can do the same as an artist. I can't really do much regarding this one. There are too many people that are into this stuff, not just furries. If you're watching this, your community has the same problem. I get it. You want to make sexual content out of your persona. But if your persona is that 1,000 years old child, then you cannot have it. You can't. If you want to make a porn out of your persona, make one that is built like an adult, not the one that looked like a fucking baby. Now, listen. If it looks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, then it's a duck. Meaning, for you who's still puzzling around the words, if it looks like a child, if it acts like a child, then it's a fucking child. So let's jump into the conclusion. If you are a game designer or animators or comic artists, content creators or something similar, design your character carefully because who knows, it might attract unwanted problems down the line, like this one. Or if it tells about that specific character that is 1,000 years old but looked like a literal baby, do not involve anything sexual to it. It's an unwritten rule, okay? Don't make it too weird that it turns into a problem. No matter what the form is, underage should be left out within these types of content. They should not appear in porn. The point is, it's fine to be weird, but if you start being too weird and drawing or consuming these underage-like porn, or even too feral-looking porn, that is where I think it turns into a problem because the effect towards the consumer is a lot more than you think, especially towards the kids. Thank you, Remnant and Trollvision, for that video. It encourages me to speak out about this. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. And that is all about this video, where I express my concerns regarding this fandom that I care about. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Click that like button if you enjoy the video, and click the subscribe button if you want to see more of me in the future. Was I being unjust, or did I lack to mention something crucial? I don't know, man. I just think Super Cyborg Wolf is cool as fuck. Take care.
All of the problems you could possibly imagine with the furry community would disappear overnight if you just stopped drawing boobs on a dog.
He says if you're not a believer, that's on you. Better shape up and pay your dues.